What's up, guys? I am back again with another video. I have finally recorded a DIY box braid tutorial for you guys, so let's get right into it. So a couple of disclaimers first. Number one, please excuse my horrible tragedy of quarantine nails. They look absolutely horrible at this point, and yeah, just disregard. Two, I am not a professional. This is only my third time doing these braids on myself. So my parts aren't as crisp and perfect as they would be if someone professional was doing this. I wasn't really trying to get them perfect. I just wanted some braids during this quarantine period. Yeah, I'm horrible at sizing the braids. You'll kind of see that, but I think in the end they still kind of turned out well. So yeah, I just wanted to put those disclaimers out there early in the beginning. So if you are looking for these to be perfect, sis, you are on the wrong video. This is definitely a beginner friendly DIY box braid tutorial. So yeah, first things first, let's talk method. Okay, so I have no idea where I got this method from. Maybe it was from the first time I attempted to do box braids on myself, but it just kind of stuck with me. So yeah, so you're going to take two strands of braiding hair. One strand is going to be thicker than the other one. This is my thicker one here. And then the second one you see will be my thinner one. And basically the thinner one you're going to use to loop around the other strand of hair. I know that sounds confusing, but guys, please bear with me. This is actually a little difficult to explain, so just try to pay attention. So you'll see my method in a second after I'm done parting. And again, guys, my parting is not perfect. Wasn't looking for it to be perfect. It's actually a lot harder than it looks. So yeah, and for some reason I could have sworn I showed the product that I use to apply on my roots before I start braiding, but I didn't. So I'll put it in the description below, and I'll also tell you I use the Ampro Shine and Jam in the orange container. Okay, so here's where you see the two pieces. So the one on the left is the thinner one, and then the one on the right, your right, is the thicker one. You're going to use the thinner one to loop around the thicker one, and this creates 3 strands. Now, I like to do the 3-strand method because I am not the best at adding and braiding hair. So this way I don't really have to add in braiding hair until I get like midway through the braid. Alright, so once I lay down my roots, I put the middle piece of hair on my actual hair, and then I loop it around as tight as possible, and then I just start to braid. I probably didn't explain that the best way, so the next time I do the next braid, I'm going to try to explain it a little bit better. So once I feel like I have a good enough foundation, I kind of flip the way that I braid down, just because it's easier for me to braid this way and it's a lot faster. But you want to make sure that you have a tight grip on the braid, because if the braid gets loose, then it'll just look super loose. Okay, so I want to show you how I add in braiding hair to make the braid the same width all the way through and to add length. So while you have your braid parted into three sections, you're going to take a small strand of braiding hair and put it behind the braid. So you're going to put it on the middle strand and the outer strand, and then you're just gonna continue to braid down. You have to make sure that the braid stays straight and does not twist, because if it twists, then you see how right there it kind of looks lumpy and messy. That'll happen. So I took that out just because I didn't like the way that looked, and just be careful and make sure the braid stays straight, and then just continue to braid down as normal. Okay, so let's get into this braiding technique one more time. So loop the smaller strand of braiding hair through the thicker strand, and that's going to create 3 strands. And then you're going to lay the middle strand on your real hair. So once you lay the middle strand on your real hair, you use your middle finger to grab the section to the left and pull it over to start your braid, and then braid down this way maybe 3 or 4 times just to create a good foundation before you flip the braid over to quickly start braiding down. Does that make sense, guys? I hope it does. If it doesn't, just please try to study what I'm doing as much as possible. I know it's a little hard because my hands are kind of in the way, but I think on the 3rd braid that I show you guys, you can see it a little bit better. So again, you're going to take a smaller strand of braiding hair, loop it through the thicker hair. That's going to create 3 strands for you. Lay the middle strand down on your real hair and then start to braid down. Make sure you keep the braid as tight as possible so that your braid looks nice and tight and neat. And that is really about it. I know there are different methods, different techniques out there. This is the one that works for me. This is the easiest technique for me. So I hope this makes sense to you guys. And yeah, just watch for the next braid that I do, and maybe you'll get a better view of how to do this. Oh, and guys, I didn't explain this the first time, but y'all are probably like, why does she have the braid in her mouth? But it just helps me to braid all the way down to the end because they were pretty long. They stopped at my waist, so yeah, the bottom of my waist rather, so that's why I have it in my mouth like that. And right here I was just showing you how to add in the braiding hair once again, to make the braid longer and to maintain the thickness throughout. You just add it to the back of the braid, add one part of the strand to the middle, add the other to the outer strand, and braid down. Alright, so one more time. Thinner strand of braiding hair, thicker strand of braiding hair, loop the thinner strand around the thicker strand, add the middle to your hair. Oh, this is a perfect view. Add the middle to your hair, grab the left strand with your middle and index finger, and then just start braiding down. Braid down a couple of times before you flip it over and braid all the way to the end. One more disclaimer I forgot to add to the beginning of the video. Please disregard this super dirty mirror that I'm looking at. I've literally had it since college and it stays in my closet behind my closet door, but brought it out to help me see my parts in the back. So yeah, just act like it was never there. I know it's super dirty, but I literally never use it. And one too many hours later, I am finally done. I did these braids over a spread of 2 days, just because I didn't want to cram it all into one day. But I think my head is just like really huge too. I'm learning that, so I think that's why it took me a little bit longer than the average person. I don't know, but yeah, like I said, guys, I'm not a professional, so these braids are not professionally sized, or not perfectly sized. I meant not perfectly parted, but I am totally okay with that because I really like the end results. And again, this is a super beginner friendly video. This is only my third time doing this, so if you were looking for these braids to be perfect, then yeah, you should go check out another video. But I hope you guys like the method. So these parts right here that are sticking out, this is my personal preference. I'm gonna cut these. You don't have to. I know people are against that, but it's just hair to grow back. Don't want them sticking out, so yeah, I'm going to cut these. So this is what the braids look like before I dip them in hot water. So this next part I actually did kind of backwards. I think you're supposed to do this after you dip the braids, but I didn't do that, so whatever. This Nairobi is just a setting lotion. It just kind of sets the braids, set your roots, and makes everything look nice and neat. And then this spray just kind of helps to add shine and moisture to your braids. So yeah, I did that before I dipped the ends for whatever reason. I don't know why, but yeah. So I dipped the ends off camera, just because that was too much trying to film it and all that. And actually, a disclaimer, so this is the end result after I dipped the braids. And I actually went back and dipped the braids some more. I kind of dipped them all the way to my roots the second time, just because I wanted them to kind of be sealed a little bit more. So if you see the ends right here, the ends are like really sealed and really uniform, and I wanted the top part of the braid to be like that as well. So yeah. Alright, so this is the final product. I hope you guys liked these braids. Let me know what you think. Questions, comments, concerns, leave them below. Like the video, and do not forget to subscribe, guys. Please subscribe, please like the video, and until next time.